4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more years. I'm okay with 4 more years. That sounds good to me. I am so proud to be joined by so many incredible friends that I've had a chance to get to know on this long journey. It was back in 2014 when I first started coming to run for office statewide. And I'll never forget, I was told you have to go to the heartbeat of this community, you have to go to the Queen's Library. And we sat down with Grace Meng, and we sat down with John Liu, we sat down with Peter Tu. I remember meeting Peter Tu for the first time. I know Ron Kim was there, Toby Stavisky was there, and many others who wanted to make sure I understood how important it is to really be out there in the community and just start showing up. And since that time, I've been here so many times I can't keep track. But I want to thank those leaders, the ones who embraced me, starting with Grace Meng. You are so blessed to have a champion like her. She is a fighter, and she's so intent on lifting up the voices of the AAPI community. And it is shocking that Lee Zeldin couldn't even support calling out and condemning not just white supremacists when he refused to do that a couple days ago, but Asian hate crimes. Who does that? What kind of person will not stand with this community when they're under attack? That is shameful. So Grace, thank you for being such a great champion. I also want to thank Senator John Liu, great friend of ours, Assemblymember Ron Kim, Assemblymember Ed Bronstein for being here. We have some great council members too. Sandra Ung is here, and Linda Lee, thank you for being such strong champions as well. I look forward to spending more time with all of you. I also know that we have, as I mentioned, Peter Tu has been here, strong supporter from the beginning. And we also have our borough president, Donovan Richards, who is crisscrossing this floor with me. He is such a passionate fighter. And every time I come here, he wants more money. And he's so nice and friendly. He's like, well, can you help me with this? Can you help me with this? Like, all of a sudden, I don't have any money left in my pocket. So I think that's the hallmark of a strong leader, and I have such faith in him as well. But let's talk about the ticket we have. You heard from Tom DiNapoli. He is the person, the most trusted person in government today. He's honest as the day is long. He's out there as a true public servant, a person of the people, and he's also out there making sure that our resources are well spent in the state of New York. Let's give a huge round of applause to our now and next controller, Tom DiNapoli. Tish James has been making the rounds and working with her, and what a tough person she is to stand up against the forces of evil in places all over our state, to help me get guns off the streets as well. And even after we had a massacre in Buffalo, she stood up and started calling out the social media companies for being the platform where the hatred is spreading. So she's a strong fighter for us. Also, our Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, he has been out there bringing more money back to us for infrastructure and jobs and lifting up our communities. And I want to thank him. And I also have an amazing Lieutenant Governor. You get to know Antonio Delgado. He is a member of Congress, had served with Grace Meng, but now we brought him to serve us here in the state. I only have a few questions for all of you. You know we're at a crossroads right now. Our future is on the line. Literally, our future is on that ballot. And what kind of future do you want to have for these kids right here? Because I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother. I know how it feels to say, what's the future going to be like for the children we leave behind? And that's what's on this election right now. This is what it's all about. So I'm going to stand here and ask you a couple questions. Are you prepared to stand with me against the fear-mongering and the hatred and the discrimination that's out there? Are you prepared to stand with me to fight that? Yes! Are you prepared to stand with me against all forms of extremism, including the insurrection and trying to dismantle our democracy? Are you ready to stand with me against extremism? Yes! Are you going to stand with me to make our streets safer? And yes, get illegal guns off the streets and not put them in the hands of teachers and people riding the subways and people sitting in our houses of worship. Are you going to stand with me against the insanity of gun violence? Yes! Well then, what are we going to stand for? We know what we're against, okay? But when you think about the future, about what are you standing for? Are you going to stand with me to make sure that our small businesses, especially in places like the New World Mall, I came here in February of 2020 before the global shutdown. Because already, we saw this, Peter and Grace and others are with me. And Michelle Wang was. I want to thank Michelle for always being there. What a great leader she is. I want to thank, let's give a round of applause to Michelle. She's got the... Cassie! I hear that everywhere I go. You're going everywhere with me, Michelle. Thank you. But I came here because I knew the small business owners who put everything in their lives and their dreams on the line, and no fault of their own, people stopped coming. It was paralyzing, it was a frightening time. So as we build back, are you going to stand with me as we fight to protect our small businesses? Are we going to stand for our small businesses? Yes, we are. Yes! Are you going to stand with me when we fight for the immigrants who come here just searching for that American dream? Will you stand with me to call out the hatred and discrimination against our immigrant community? Are you with me? Yes! Are we going to stand together to make sure that we bring more money for education so all the children have the same opportunity my parents and grandparents had to lift themselves out of poverty? Will we going to stand with our children and fight for more money for education? Yes! Yes! And that's who we're fighting for. Our families, our small businesses, our communities, our AAPI communities in particular that are feeling under siege. And we will make our streets safer. We're already on the start. But what I have to tell you one thing. You could not say you're tough on crime and be soft on guns. It just doesn't work. We've made a difference. We're not done yet. And back on January 6th, not the one of the insurrection Lee Zeldin supported, this was a year later, last January 6th, I stood with Mayor Adams in our subways and said we have to help people in our subways feel safer. They won't come back. We have cameras. We have more cops. The state of New York is helping police our subways. This has never happened before because we're working together. Your safety is so critically important to all of us. But don't succumb to the fear-mongering that's trying to paralyze all of us into thinking there's an answer somewhere else. The answer lies with us and communities like this, and because of you, because of this community standing up strong for our entire ticket, we will be victorious on Tuesday, and I thank you in advance. Thank you, everyone. Let's bring it on.
大家，请大家把那个招牌举起来，OK？大家把招牌举起来。Cassie， Hogo， Cassie， Hogo， Cassie， Hogo， Cassie， Hogo， Cassie， 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 4 more years。Cassie， Cassie， Cassie， 4 more years。Cassie， Hogo， Cassie， Hogo， Cassie， Hogo， Cassie， 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 4 more years。Cassie， Cassie， Cassie， 4 more years。Cassie， Cassie， Cassie， 4 more years。Cassie， Cassie， Cassie， 4 more years。What we will do on Tuesday, we vote. Each of you will have at least 5 of your friends or relatives to vote. Make sure our job continue after this rally. Can we do that? Yes. Can we do that? Yes. Thank you, Governor. 这里边上哈有吃的点心，有那个喝的东西哈，大家可以去拿。然后我们还有 sign， 还有请大家 sign up for volunteer 哈。然后那个拜托每一位参加今天 rally 的朋友，拜托每一位朋友哈，一定要投票。